Hello, everybody. Good afternoon to myself, who's the only one probably watching this while I record it and putting it up on the afternoon. It is March 27th, 2021, and I am rocking this fantastic Ghostbusters shirt. And like every Saturday, I'm taking a little opportunity to slather my ego with my own laurels and talk about what I like to call 15 watt, which is the my history so far, being in bands and playing music and stuff like that. And today, I already talked about first time I played on my guitar on a stage, first time I sang. Now, I would like to talk about today is the beginning of the what has been the most important band I've been a part of, which I was a part of for about 10 years, which is Tequila Speedway. And I'll tell you how that name came to be. But I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on what was the birth, the unholy alliance that was, and hopefully will still be in the future at some point, Tequila Speedway. How it started. Just notice that the door makes it look like I have a halo. So, ooh. We started with Tequila Speedway. I loved how ridiculously organic it was created. It was almost like absolute chaos. Like chaos brought us together. It was not causality or anything. It was supposed to happen through randomness. But I was in college by then. I got into college late because I took like a 2 year sabbatical to be dumb in my 20s. And so I was about 25, 24, something like that. And I was in film school, well, audiovisual and theater arts to be exact. And our music class wanted us to make a song. So some of us, some of us in class who were already friends could play some instruments. So we all brought them together at this one office that was of a friend of ours called Kike. We knew him through a friend we have called Alex, who was in the school as well. And through him, we kind of became friends with Kike, who had a computer repair shop and had like the second floor to it. That was like offices and also had like a radio booth, or I mean like a soundproof booth that was like really, really small. And we recorded there. We we kind of recorded. To be honest, we actually already had like a pre-made song somewhere or another, and we ended up using that for a music class, and we passed that month. But the instruments were just there. I had my electric guitar there and my amp, and Kike, the owner of the computer repair shop, Kike Robles, Kike Corpse to some, to many, had his drum set there, and Woody, the other guitar player in the band, had his guitar there, and we had some microphones. And we would literally use his shop like a hangout spot. Like, it was a computer repair shop, but we would, on the second floor on weekends and like after work and stuff, we have some beers. And one hot day, it got super hot in that office too, on the second floor. Had like aluminum or metal roofing on it, and it would get in like it was hot up there. But the instruments were there, and me and Kike had already started like just jamming because we were both fans of metal, and Kike had already been in a band, many bands, some really good. I think it was death metal bands, death or black metal. I can't remember correctly. But we jammed and we started jamming that one day, and Woody grabbed his guitar, and then Mosh was the singer in the band, who was also a college friend, university friend. I went to university in Mexico, not college. He picked up the microphone, and literally we were just bullshitting, like absolutely just bullshitting. We were just seeing what were the first notes that came out, and one of like the easiest ones that came out of nowhere was the main riff for Michael Jackson's "Beat It." the down, 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 down. And I just started playing that, and then Woody played on top of it, and Kike played on top of it, and then Mosh started rapping on top of it. So then we just put some random ass chorus on it, and to that point we hadn't had a name yet. That song would inevitably turn into the song Tequila Speedway, but we said, hey, let's just keep trying this little, like, for shits and giggles. Let's just keep melding our own ideas with old ideas, which later a lot of people kind of gave a shit about, but we didn't fucking care. We were just having fun. It was by far more authentic that we were doing that and having fun than anything else. And just, yeah, literally we wouldn't really plan it. So we jammed that first day, and like 2-3 songs came out that one day. Like that one day, in a 3-hour, 4-hour gap, we made like 3 songs. Like pow, just out of nowhere. And we kept at it. And we were like, hey, let's just keep going and see what happens. And then we brought in Pepe, another friend from university, who had prior experience bass playing for bands of popular music here in Mexico, and he brought in that vibe, which was fantastic. He was a great guy. He's not dead or anything. Just he inevitably went another route in his life, and he went on to put up a lot of great bands here in Aguascalientes. But he brought that to the band, and we were like, well, what do we call ourselves? We went through, like, anybody who's been in a band knows how this goes. You either go through about 3 names. That's the weird thing. You either go through like 3 names, like everybody says one, and you're like, yeah, that was good. Or you go through 3,000. I am fortunately, every time I've been in any type of band, go through that one, where you go through like 5,000 popular names or possible names. And we kind of got to this consensus that we wanted something that sounded both Mexican and had that like gringo. I was in there. We had some pocho, what they say here, pocho, energy to it. We wanted something Mexican and something American. And I literally just pulled out of my tushy. I got on the internet and looked for band name generator. So you just put a word in there, you press enter, and then it connects that word to like 3 billion other words that you can associate with it. And so we just put in the word tequila, which is, one, we were university students in Mexico, and, very proud of our drinking habits then and still today. And through all that, we got Tequila Speedway. And there it is, just boom, like in less than 1 month, we already had like 4 or 5 songs, our name, and inevitably that one song with the Michael Jackson riff to it was turned into Tequila Speedway. Then we had I was about to say it in the American accent, Doctor Papayón, and Chica Pechocha. And also we had, what was the other one? Agárrale ahí. And we and Agárrale was funny because I thought I came up with that song like completely. I was kind of in charge of coming up with the riffs for the songs. I thought I totally came up with like this totally original idea for a great, like, just good old fashioned hard rock song. And then like years later, we were playing with this band called Rock Rolls here in Aguascalientes. They were a fantastic glam metal band here, glam rock. And well, not so much glam rock. It was just like that dangerous, like hair metal of the late '80s. And we were playing that riff, and one of them looks behind us and started singing the words to "Kickstart My Heart." I was just like, "Oh my God, he's right." We didn't care. We played it anyways. It's one of our people really like that one. We usually use that one to close, or we used to. And before this goes on any longer, that was the ethos of the band. But then came the next step for the band that I'll talk about next week. It was that as we were practicing, we found out that this big deal bar back in the day here in Aguascalientes, Mexico, was this place called El Brixton, the Brixton pub. And the Brixton pub was going to have a battle of the bands. Like straight out of a sitcom, I know, straight out of a TV show or a movie. And we heard about it. And we're like, hey, we should do that. But we all knew, like, yeah, but we don't have like any live performance, time under our belts. Like, we haven't clocked enough hours playing in stage. Like, you're right. Let's do one show to like work out the kinks. So we were gonna do our first show ever at this place called El Alebrije downtown. It's not there anymore. We were gonna do our first show, and then we were gonna record those 4 songs for a demo because we had to send the demo to the Battle of the Bands to see if we qualified to get into the Battle of the Bands and actually perform. So we were all gonna do all that in like 1 month. So in less than like 2-3 months, we're going to do our first show, which I'll talk about next time. I'll talk about the Battle of the Bands and how we got in and how it went for us, but just how quickly that all went. So, and just to be clear, the people in Tequila Speedway is me, Woody, Mosh, Kike, and Pepe during that period. We had about 3 different bass players throughout the process of the band. Four. So yeah, I'll keep on going. This was a very important part of my life, one of my happiest moments of my life. Like, genuinely, I can remember, that would be the correct way. I can remember how amazing that was for me. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. And I hope I go back to it at some point. So yeah, so bye-bye everybody. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Which is apparently 15 people and me watching the same video 5 times because I'm that guy. Bye-bye, everybody. And go watch, Invincible on Amazon Prime. It's really good. It's only 3 episodes so far. And go watch Dota on Netflix. Both animated shows, but you'll enjoy it. All right, bye-bye.